Some people have asked me lately if I'm on the paleo diet. Well, I'm not. But I am as pale as it gets. Anyway, now that that bad joke is out of the way, it's time for a cassette story for today. And today it is... Well, I had to think about this one for a second, because at first I thought it was one album, because I saw the name of the band. So I'm like, oh, I can talk about that album. But then I pulled it out and looked at it, and I'm like, oh, right band, not the album I thought it was. But let's get to the album it is. Anthrax. Persistence of Time is what I thought it was. This is Among the Living, obviously. But when I first looked in my cassette case, I just saw, Anthrax. And you can see there's a big crack there in the case where the name is. And I thought, oh, it's Persistence of Time, which is actually the first Anthrax album I ever owned. But this is obviously not. This is Among the Living. So, how does this fit into my Anthrax listening? I'd say this is maybe the fifth or sixth Anthrax album I ever owned. And you might think, well, that's kind of their classic album with Joey Belladonna. And you'd be right. But it's also... my first Anthrax album was Persistence of Time. And my second was Sound of White Noise with John Bush on vocals. And I got to admit, I am a little more partial to the John Bush era of Anthrax. I know we're like Sammy Hagar Van Halen fans. I mean, we're a vocal minority, but a minority nonetheless. So, but this is the Joey Belladonna era of Anthrax. And of course, it's got some of the epic tracks of Anthrax's career, like I Am the Law, One World, NFL, Among the Living, Caught in a Mosh. I mean, yeah, it's like a who's who of like the most well-known Anthrax songs of its day. But again, I did not get this. I mean, I had Persistence of Time, Sound of White Noise, Stomp 442, I'm the Man EP, and then I think I got this one. So yeah, it was a ways down the line when I finally picked this one up. And as you could tell by its condition, I did not buy this new. Once again, this is a used cassette I picked up. And I'm pretty sure I picked it. There's one of two places I picked. Well, technically one of four places, because there used to be I picked this up in the summer of 95, I want to say. 95 or 96. No, summer of 95. I picked this up in Fargo when I was interning for Sports Radio 1550, The Fan, and also in the same building was Q98, 98.7 FM. They were owned at the time by Brill Media. They had a building just north of Moorhead. I was living in a small apartment in Fargo, and I picked this up. Now, there used to be, and it's hard to believe, this is an era of used music stores were everywhere. There was a disco round. There were two locations for Mothers, which was a independent record store. There was Disc and Tape, which was later Discontent, and now they're just discarded. There was a Media Play, obviously it was Best Buy. There was a Music Land in the West Acres Mall. There was another place that was in a strip mall in Moorhead. There was another newer place in a strip mall in kind of downtown Fargo. And I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but yeah, there were just tons of used music stores. This is kind of the used CD boom era. But of course they also had used cassettes, and at the time I was still mostly buying cassettes because I was slow to adopt the compact digital disc. So yeah, so I finally picked this one up. A friend of mine, Brian, he was a big fan of the songs on this album. And obviously now, being a bit more educated in music, I know the importance of this. So let's take a look at the condition of this used cassette tape I picked up in Fargo. As you can see, it's one of those clear jobbies, Universal Music Group, Atlantic Island Records. It's Anthrax's old imprint there. I got the black case here, and yeah, on the little nubs, so it comes off very easily. Not much of a fold out here. You can see the band there. Lyrics printed this way. Some cassettes did that for utilizing space or whatever. But yeah. So I don't know who the original owner of this was. It's not really something they told you when you bought used music. So let's find out now if it will cassette. And I have my handy dandy Radio Shack cassette player. By the way, I would like to take a small moment to speak directly to, well, you can listen to YouTube's algorithms that search for copyrighted material, and I must give you a golf clap. My Scatterbrain cassette story was copyright claimed because I played 15 seconds of Don't Call Me Dude on this in a video that I'm going to tell you right now has a single-digit viewership. That's as far as I'm going to tell you, because I'm still trying to get going as a YouTube channel. But yeah, it found it, and it copyright claimed it. So in the event I can ever monetize my videos, I cannot monetize that one because there's a copyright claim filed by whoever owns the rights to Scatterbrain's music. By the way, Scatterbrain has not released an album in 25 years. 95 was the Mundus Intellectus EP. So, that happened. I'm not mad. I honestly feel like a legit YouTuber now because I've been copyright claimed. It wasn't a strike, just a copyright claim. So, you know. That would have been... I expected that on the AC/DC one. I never got a copyright claim on that, but yeah, Scatterbrain. Who knew? Anyway. It is definitely Anthrax. This is Cotton Moss. So there you go, algorithm. I helped you out with that one. Because it's still cassettes. So far they all have. And that's Cassette Story, which talked about how there used to be a ton of used music stores in Fargo, and a little aside about how I got my first copyright claim. So that was quite a roller coaster journey we took today. Tune in Friday for more Spot of Friday stuff. And I may have other news coming to this channel soon of a different variety. So I don't want to say too much yet, but I'll just eject.